With no announced hardware additions to the PlayStation lineup and the looming release of Microsoft's Project Scorpio console, it stands to reason that now, more than ever, Sony's E3 press conference will focus on software. First-party exclusives, third-party games, and titles we may not have seen much of since their last time in the limelight. Perhaps chief among these is the God of War reboot revealed at last year's Sony presser. Considering we saw gameplay all those months ago, it wouldn't surprise us to see more at E3 2017. We're also expecting to see something about The Last of Us 2 following its reveal at this year's PlayStation Experience. It's unclear if it'll be another teaser trailer or actual gameplay, but it seems highly unlikely that Sony would avoid showing the anticipated sequel in some way. And while we're on the topic of Naughty Dog games, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy releases this August, so it won't be surprised at all to see Sony share more about this standalone game next week.
I thought you were professional.
Oh, you should relax. You'll live longer.
Insomniac's open-world Spider-Man is also likely to make an appearance. It's slated to release later this year, and with the same creative director as the bombastic Sunset Overdrive, we're expecting to see some frenetic gameplay on Sony's stage. Then comes a handful of titles we're not as clear on. Kojima's enigmatic Death Stranding, Ben Studios' survival-focused Days Gone, the platforming sequel Knack 2, and Gran Turismo Sport, to name a few. But although they're not confirmed, don't count them out completely when Sony takes the stage next week in Los Angeles. Keep in mind, this isn't everything that could show up at the Juggernaut's press conference next week. For more on what we want to see at this year's Sony presser, we asked a few of our editors to outline their hopes for E3 2017's announcements.
As a fan of Sony, I think that the most important thing for me to see right now is to see that Sony isn't becoming complacent. They had an amazing E3 with the E3 of Dreams, as it's known, with the Shenmue announcement and the Final Fantasy VII remake. I think they need to dedicate some of their press conference to showing that those weren't just kind of like flights of fancy, and that those are actually becoming substantial products that we can see. So what I'm saying is they need to show off those games. We've all seen the videos of people having meltdowns the moment the Final Fantasy VII remake was announced. And so I can only imagine what would happen if they actually showed off a substantial amount of combat and maybe go deeper into the game and show off different areas that we haven't seen before.
Sony's job is pretty simple: focus on the games, which is what they've been doing for the last couple of years, especially if you look at their pressers. Their press conferences the last 2 years have been very gameplay heavy with minimal setup from their presenters.
It's been 2 years since Sony's E3 of Dreams, when we had Shenmue 3, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and The Last Guardian. And I think for them to win E3 this year, they need to have another press conference that was like that one, that was really like having these big names that get gamers so excited, like all in one place. They also need to show their continued commitment to VR, because they are a huge stake in that VR market right now. But I want to see more meaningful VR experiences. So obviously you have all the demos and things that launched with PlayStation VR, but they're not meaty enough, in my opinion. I mean, Resident Evil 7 was a glimpse of what VR is capable of in a full-scale game, and I really want to see Sony kind of push that even further.
It's not going to be very hard for Sony to win E3 if they just do a few important things. That is, one, focus on games that are going to be on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro, and not really worry so much about PlayStation VR. They don't really need to do a whole lot more than show people that, hey, we've got more great games coming for the system that you already love.
The way Sony's going to win this year, it's going to be all about the games. And I think the biggest one that I'm excited for is finding out what Sucker Punch has been working on. It's been 3 years since we've seen anything from them, and they've got to be working on something that I just can't wait for. I loved Infamous, and I'm hoping it's a new IP. Also, maybe some indie stuff. I know they always do an indie showcase, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they're doing with indie developers and stuff like that. Then we're going to see stuff like, I'm going to put it out there, you got Dad of War, that's going to be great. The Last of Us 2, probably some Uncharted stuff, and then Days Gone as well. I want to dig in and see what actually Days Gone is going to be. See a little bit more of those hordes and see how they all pan out to an actual game.
So for me, Sony always does a pretty good job at every E3. I don't think they've had many shows since like 2005 where they've really stuffed it up. But I think what they can really do is continue to deliver on those new IPs. Personally, I'm really excited to see more of Detroit Become Human. I'm a huge fan of Quantic Dream, and I think that's got a lot of potential. And one of the other things I'd really like to see is single-player DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn. I feel like it's really great timing. It's not so late that people have forgotten about the game, but not so early they haven't finished it yet. So I'd be really surprised if Sony don't jump on that one at this E3.
To win this year's E3 is easy for Sony. All they need to do is announce God of War for the end of the year, Last of Us 2 for the end of the year, and announce that Knack 2 has been cancelled.
So there you have it, what we expect to see and what we want to see at Sony's E3 2017 press conference. We're quickly approaching the show, and news will undoubtedly release in the days leading up to it. For more on Sony's announcements and all the stories emerging from the conferences next week, be sure to visit our GameSpot Now app on iOS and Android. We'll see you there.
So the rabbits have been teleported into the Mushroom Kingdom, and it made the world completely unstable and chaotic. So Mario, as a true hero, wants to save the day, but this time with some new friends. And at first, they don't really know each other, but in the end, they will form this dream team that will potentially save the Mushroom Kingdom. And as the game is a turn-based tactical adventure game, combat is a really big part of the concept. So you'll fight wave after wave of rabbit that somehow turn bad, and what we see here is just the very beginning of the game, so it will be perfect to talk about the combat basics. So the two flags you see on the screen here is to tell you this is a battlefield zone. So you'll switch from exploration mode to battle mode. The blue zone is your zone of movement, so you move anywhere you want in that zone. But you can also use battlefield ingredients, such as covers for protection. So Rabbit Luigi here using half cover or full cover. And we also have what we call team jump. So by jumping on your teammates, you can expand your zone of movement. So here, Rabbit Peach, using Mario, she's able to flank the enemy. So you can also attack the enemy behind that cover and expose them by destroying that cover, which is really interesting in terms of strategy because for the next turns, you'll be open for attacks. And last but not least, techniques. So from defensive ones, like Rabbit Peach shield boost, or offensive ones, like Mario's Hero Sight. He's able to attack the enemy even if it's not his turn, as soon as the enemy moves. So this is a very core aspect of the game itself. So you mix and match attack options, movement abilities, techniques, but we also have other ingredients such as pipes, rabbit pipes. So those give you a good move to flank the enemy. So here, for example, Rabbit Luigi goes into the pipe, out of the pipe, dash the enemy, goes for Mario, team jump, land behind the enemy in one single movement sequence, and then finish off the enemy. And what we see here is actually explosive cover. So those have many type of super effects, and this one was a push effect. So you can push heroes or enemies out of the boundaries. So again, this is just a glimpse into the basics of the game. And as you progress into the game, you have more tactic tools. You'll be able to do more combo setups. You'll be able to use different type of heroes, different type of weapons, in order to battle your way through the kingdom.
flash across your screen, got you in the air. 15 minutes of freedom, still can fit so bad. Still lights your chain, yeah. All my blood is in that. 400 years of torture, 400 years of slavery. They're just to watch you stronger. Just what we're trying to say. Now take beside your doorstep, and you're still playing your game.
Hey, here's your chance.
Get our new hotshot driver with a promising career dominate off-road racing on his way to the top.
Oh, there's a skid! Oh, and there's a wreck! The cars are piling up! Our champion swerves around it brilliantly. Now that's the skill that wins no matter what the engine, no matter what the track. He is this season's undisputed motorsports champion, coming out of nowhere to rise to the top.
In the heart of the city, street racers prove their skills, skidding on rooftops, burning asphalt, and tuning their rides. Forge your own path off-road through the striking beauty of nature. Tame, unpredictable waves on the open ocean, rapid waters, or narrow rivers. Fearless pilots rule the skies, spin between buildings, through the clouds, among stunning, stunning perspectives.
We all started as one team. We all wanted to be superheroes for the same reason. You're a traitor, Tweak, and now you're with a group of super traitors. This was started by you. We aren't the ones who walked out of the fucking franchise, Mysterion. Why would the Freedom Pals help us? We send a spy, someone in our group who pretends to want to switch sides and join Freedom Pals. Somebody who they don't know very well. All is fair in love and war, Freedom Pussies. You fucking animal.
You've got problems, new kid. Whatever you did last night got a lot of people's attention. Bad people. If you need information, just know you can rely on Call Girl.
Who the fuck is that? So I guess now any fucking asshole thinks they can be a superhero. We're gonna rip you apart. Dude, Mysterion is pissed at you, new kid. Toolshed.
Toolshed is a Gadgeteer class visionary archetype.
And a butt-fucking traitor.
Eric, you must listen to me.
Get out of my head, Timmy.
Your franchise is going nowhere. Face the truth, Eric. You guys are kind of douchebags.
He just called us douchebags in my mind.
He did?
Southpaw, the fractured but home.
Use it as a camera. It's your music player, your flashlight, calculator, and GPS navigation device. But now, finally, the most high-tech company in the world has unlocked the mobile phone's true potential so that it can do what it was truly meant to do.
We are playing Cowboys and Indians. Hey, new kid, we need you to come play with us. Put on some cowboy shit and meet us outside. And bring your phone. Whoa, we're playing Cowboys and Indians, dickhole. Inuits are technically Native Americans. This new kid puts me to shame. Rip these guys a new asshole, new kid.
There was this sort of synergy of well, we're looking to do something interesting in VR, and we've got this division, and you're looking to sort of bring, you know, what sense you have of storytelling within, and put that into the context of VR.
You can, for the first time as a player, feel like you are in a movie.
That's a really good word for it. We want you to take off the gear and still feel unsettled.
Whilst working with Ubisoft, we stumbled across some fascinating research that had begun in the late 90s. Essentially, neuroscientists had figured out a way to upload brain data, trauma, emotions, memories, to the digital space. Now, we've gone and taken the next logical step, and with Ubisoft, we've recreated in virtual reality one such test subject. So we'd like you to come and join us and experience the Walter test case for yourself. Again.
What you're experiencing is a recorded consciousness. It's not like watching a movie, so no matter how real it may seem, it can't hurt you. You are completely safe. You are completely safe.
After 70 years, that what he goes there for is to unlock the door. No, we're never gonna survive. Six knots, sir! 6 knots! Too damn slow!
Kiss the girls, my lips would grow a moldy. Way ho away, we'll haul away.
The Procellus shallows of Madagascar
Located on the cusp of a bustling trade route, it is the perfect place for an ambush. Here is our gang of pirates, the Raiders, going head-to-head with a gang of rival players, the Cutthroats. Victory goes to the team with the most loot at the end of the hunt.
Are we ready for a hunt?
Knowing how to sail with the wind is a pirate's most precious skill. Use the winds to increase your speed or to position yourself for tactical advantage in battle. To reap the most rewards, it is best to split up, some going inland, others keeping to the open sea. Each warship has unique strengths. The frigate's hull is reinforced, its arsenal equipped with numerous culverin cannons. The brigantine is devastating up close, with a battering ram designed to break any resistance. The sloop of war kills from afar, with its crippling long-ranged mortars and precise long 9 cannons.
Sail! Flying hostile colors! All sail! Ride the wind! All hands on deck! Position fixed!
Open fire! Nothing will save you now!
Brace for impact! Woo! Drown, you soggy nutmegs!
Don't let bloodlust cloud your purpose. You're here for the loot, and so are your rivals.
Store the goods, then back to your station.
The team that escapes with the most loot claims victory. Searching for more targets on the horizon, our sloop of war spots a rival pirate ship further inland. With its heavily reinforced hull, our frigate swoops in to save the day, bearing the brunt of the damage.
Another day, another victim!
Speed, Mr. Mercy! Vamos con todo!
Our gang of pirates is now taking aim at the frigate, and it will take team coordination to take her down.
Fuego! Hold tight, lad! That ship's badly damaged!
They are killing! We can take their ship!
With the enemy ship's broadside now vulnerable, our frigate rushes in to board her.
No quarter! Taste of blackened silver.
Fancy snorting some fish, Piss?
We've got pirate hunters!
It's the Rat Fleet! Man o' war! Rockets away!
Pirate hunters have been sent in, signaling the end of the hunt. They target the pirates with the most stolen loot.
Time to make our escape, Captain, or we are good for the news.
They're firing mortars! Full tilt, Silbo, full tilt!
The pirate hunter defenses are so strong that the only option is escape. The brigantine is sacrificing herself to buy time for the frigate, who carries the most loot. The frigate now needs to make its escape through the reefs.
Captain, let's make for the reefs!
Successful pirates know when to run, with their hulls full and the wind at their backs.
Atlas, jewel of the Pleiades. Nova took us to the stars. Each new world more incredible than the last. We had no idea what was waiting for us. The Legion. It consumes everything in its path. They've never used Starlink before. Go show them what it can do.
Okay, let's do this. Come on, come on. I got it.
Chase, how's it going?
Breaking atmosphere. Let's even the odds.
Judge, we need to buy time for me to jumpstart the engine.
They are resisting ice barrage. Linking fire loadout.
We're up against impossible odds, but together we will adapt and overcome.
너에게 날 맞추지 마. 나에게 더 바라지 마. 거품처럼 커진 맘을 버블 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 팝 버블 버블 팝 있는 그대로 생각해봐. 보이는 대로 날 바라봐. 거품처럼 커진 맘을 버블 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 팝 버블 버블
pretty. I'll live forever, sing like Whitney. But I still wanna dance with somebody. I just wanna dance with somebody. I just wanna dance with somebody. I just wanna dance with somebody. It could be anybody. Tell me how you that somebody. Don't matter who you are, just love me the way I just wanna dance with somebody. I just wanna dance with somebody. Ooh, with somebody. Hey!
Hey everyone, I'm BB Rexa, and Just Dance 2018 is out this October on all consoles. Bye!
Into
child, you would wait and watch from far away. But you always knew that you'd be the one to work while they all play. You'd lay awake and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream.
We got piggies.
Town looks like a war zone. Where do you want me? Water tower, got it. I'm in position.
For only then will you walk in the light of our Father and be delivered.
Boom, boom, motherfuckers.
Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom.
Behind you.
Bang, 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 bang.
Gonna need more help.
I love the way you walk, and I love the way you talk. When you walk that walk, and you talk that talk. You knocks me out off my feet.
Looks like you could use some help.
Boom, 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 boom.
Target
bang,
a
bang,
fucking
bang,
quad.
bang. Boom, 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 boom.
What's up, guys? Welcome to GameSpot's coverage of E3 2017. We're getting ready for the Sony press conference. Kicks off in half an hour. I'm Lucy James, joined by Peter Brown, Mike Mahadi, and Tamor Hussein. Guys, we have seen EA, Ubisoft, the PC show, and Microsoft.
Don't forget Devolver.
And Devolver. Although or Bethesda. We've seen a lot. Can Sony bring it to the table? Who do you think their biggest competitor is in terms of how good the press conferences have been so far?
Right now, I mean, everyone's going to be matching them up to Microsoft, obviously.
Yeah.
Nintendo's tomorrow, so they're kind of out of the picture for now. But I think of the press conferences, the strongest so far has been Ubisoft, right?
Yeah.
They've got they had fun. They have the most surprising games. I think Sony's got it's a hard act to follow, and I'm not sure what they have. I can't think of any surprises that they could pull out right now. I feel like they have a lot of known quantities, the God of War, the Spider-Man, the Horizon stuff that could come out, Gran Turismo, that kind of stuff. I hope they have surprises, but I'm not sure we'll get that many of them. I think we'll get a lot of things that we're used to seeing, or things that are like way off in the distance.
So we're not expecting like another E3 of dreams like 2015.
That's going to be tough. I mean, they had a couple of good years actually in a row where they announced things that people were either hoping to hear about or like totally surprised because they just never saw it coming. If they kept doing that, it'd be a little bit shocking because a lot of the things they've announced haven't really come out yet.
Yeah, they're getting a bit of a reputation for sort of announcing things years in advance, like Last Guardian style, or, I mean, technically both of these next ones are Square Enix, but like Final Fantasy VII, Kingdom Hearts 3, announcing them years in advance and just sort of pissing people off. Would you agree, Mike?
Yeah, the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer dropped yesterday during that orchestral thing.
Yeah, next one at D23.
The next one next year will drop too, same time, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm kind of just wondering whether we'll actually see like The Last of Us gameplay at all, or we'll see more God of War gameplay because they debuted with gameplay.
They did, but I've been on NeoGAF, not always the best source, but there's this one guy who seems to be like, God of War might not be that big of a showing this year. They might be going back to the drawing board on it a little bit, which is quite interesting.
I think, yeah, we'll almost definitely see Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
Yes.
Releasing in a month or two. And then I think we talked about this kind of like last week a little bit on a few videos, but I'm wondering if Resident Evil 2 Remake would be one of the surprises. It wouldn't be a complete surprise, but I think that might be one of the ones where, riding the high of Resident Evil 7, it might be the time for them to finally come out with it and show us, is it a faithful remake, much like Remake itself was to the first game, or is it completely rehauled? I'm hoping it's the former, but I think now would be the time to show it. I mean, with Resident Evil 7, you have the Evil Within 2 is coming out soon. It's like survival horror is kind of big again.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping to see, and I actually would not put it outside the realm of possibility.
I mean, nostalgia is important too, and they've seemed to have exhausted a lot of the nostalgic opportunities so far, right?
Yeah.
So Resident Evil 2 would be a good call.
They'll probably show Not a Hero for Resident Evil 7, I would imagine.
Yeah, that got delayed, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of their games currently, as the known quantities, like I think God of War will show up, but a lot of them are Western games, and I feel like I want a little more Japanese in their kind of like showcase, and maybe Resident Evil is a good way to do that. Like you said, they're riding the high of 7, and they have a good relationship with Capcom currently between the Resident Evil VR thing, which they went all in on, having partnerships with Street Fighter and helping Marvel and that kind of stuff. So it could be. I mean, you've got a good shot of Resident Evil 2 Remake coming up. I certainly would like to see it. I don't think it's as big a deal as it's not the thing that's going to win them a press conference. For us, it's something that we really like.
Sure.
But I think they'll need a little more than that.
What if it's From Software? What if From Software has something to show?
Yeah.
Oh man, if From Software show anything,
Bloodborne 2,
I will fall off this chair.
So that's the thing you need.
I'll put if it's From Software,
attack all of you.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, me and Mike will just do unquestionable things to each other.
This is worrying, and I hope we get it on camera.
I will mount.
All right, if Sony's hearing me, please do not announce Bloodborne 2. No, that'd be dope.
No, I would. I think like obviously we talked about this last week. They had a meeting between Shuhei and Miyazaki-san, and the writer of The Expanse, talking about him working with From Software recently. So there's talk of maybe a sci-fi thing, and I don't know. It's a decent chance. I want to believe it's going to happen. If I'm being realistic, probably not.
I was going to say, because does that not seem too soon after the release of Dark Souls 3?
I
It feels like, especially because it seems like Miyazaki is just going from bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
And you've got to think, like, making games like that, they're intense, long process to develop them. You would maybe want to give himself a break.
He's becoming a bit mercenary in the way that he approaches projects, right? Like, he's also the CEO of that company now.
Yeah.
That's the thing to bear in mind. But how it works now, it seems like, is people start making games, and then he joins them, and adds his flavor
Steers
to
it.
Yeah, and steers it for the bigger projects. For stuff like Dark Souls 1 and Bloodborne, he was kind of like the main dude. Dark Souls 2, considerably less so, and Dark Souls 3 was kind of like him offering his insight to it as well, and also providing some assistance to the development and design of it. There was a lot more people than just Miyazaki. I know all the publishers like Bandai and Namco want to put his name front and center, but as with all games, it's not one man's vision.
Wait,
it's
what?
Like
What? You mean
Kojima
one
isn't
guy?
doing everything, guys.
Come on.
Should we talk about the known quantities that we know we're going to see? So there should be some Call of Duty World War II, hopefully.
Some Knack 2.
Knack 2, yeah, you see it on my list, Knack 2, the knackening. They've actually, so Sony are kind of at the moment doing like teasing out information on their pre-stream. So Knack 2 has a release date.
Release date, yeah, and a price.
Yeah, and it's not a full.
It's not a full price game, no.
$50.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's like $39.99.
Gotcha.
You can afford 2 copies now.
Yeah.
Sweet.
For your birthday.
Put Knack in the bin and leave him there.
Yeah, what, September 29th? Is Knack a term for bin?
No.
No.
I just think he belongs in the bin.
Yeah, but if it's not very good, then we can use the phrase "it's knackered."
Yeah, bit knackered.
Very British.
Doesn't have the knack for it.
Oh god. Oh my god, it's knack again. Anyway, so we have that. Probably some Crash Bandicoot.
Trash Bandicoot.
Oh
Good
my
call.
god, stop it.
That's coming out super soon, right?
Yeah,
So,
it is. They are going to be
Insane trilogy.
insane. In the
See, I love those Crash games, but I
don't know what
I
to
just want Crash Team
think.
Racing.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about the remix because it kind of looks like the movement on Crash looks slower.
It could be.
I don't know because I've been replaying them on. I have them on my PlayStation Vita, and you see it just looks a bit. I don't know. I haven't got my hands on
Floaty?
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like it has the purchase, I guess, the grip of previous Crash games.
And we played it all in Uncharted 4, of course.
Oh, yeah.
And that was kind of like a wake-up call. That was my moment where I was like, oh, I don't remember this being this weird.
So you couldn't climb up there in the original Crash.
Yeah. I mean, it looks nice, I guess.
The lighting's a bit
Weird.
intense, right?
Yes. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think this is one of those games where everyone goes, yes, Crash is back. And then they release it and goes, who cares?
Yeah.
And then it will be on discount on PSN within a few weeks. Yeah. I don't know. This is a
Crash
this is a
3.
low priority, and whoever's playing
Who
it
is
just
playing?
awful.
This is terrible.
It clearly said TNT on that box. Don't spin at it.
I think it's GameSpot producer Nick Margarita.
Oh,
Knack
well,
Margarita.
Knack Margarita. He will be getting
He doesn't
stern
make
talking to.
footage look good unless it's Knack. You have mentioned Japanese games, not many being on the radar. Do you think we'll see Ni no Kuni 2?
I reckon there's a good shot that I don't believe it has a release date yet, does it?
I think they just sort of they just did like
November.
earlier today, November.
Okay, there you go then.
Yeah.
So
Well, it will
stands
show
to-
up.
Maybe they will definitely be there then.
But it's on PC as well, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but last time it was showcased, it was part of Sony's.
Yeah, that was its big reveal.
Yeah, I'm like fine, cool. Ni no Kuni, I like the first one. I think a lot of that first game it got by, or not got by, but it was sold on the Ghibli aspect of it, and Ghibli isn't involved in this, so I'm kind of like
At all?
I as far as I know, they're not really involved at all. So I'm like, I'm done with it now. Like I know they established a world and that kind of stuff, but the charm's worn a bit thin for me on it.
I didn't think the gameplay was enough to. Certainly for me to keep playing because it was so grindy.
Yeah, it's very grindy. It had a lot of charm though, and that's what kind of like pushed me through a lot of it.
And honestly, the localization of it was incredible.
Yep.
That
Tidy.
little Welsh guy. Bang tidy. Little drippy.
But yeah, I don't know. If this was the only representation of Japan, I'd be pretty disappointed.
Yeah.
I need a little more. I need some quirky Japanese games. I need some cool like.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah. I need a hot action game from Platinum Games. It's not happening though, unfortunately.
We also can expect, let's have a look, Days Gone. So we were a little down on this last week when we talked about it on the lobby because it's more zombies. And everyone's a little burnt out on
Or as
zombies
we were
right
told,
now.
not zombies.
Irresponsible to call it a zombie game.
Zombies.
Yeah, no, it's
harsh, man.
It seems like an open world zombie survival game. It seems like a more narrative State of Decay without allies, I guess. But it also, I guess I would actually play this. It kind of came out on the tail end of the zombie craze, but it just reminds me of Norman Reedus' character from The Walking Dead. But it looks cool. Like if they actually, I mean, the selling point when they first showed it was look how many zombies we have on screen at once, or whatever they are, the crawler things. But I like the idea of survival. The fact that you kind of put like some sort of soup can on the gun to make it a silencer. I don't know if it's a soup can, but
It's Heinz a silencer.
yeah. So I don't really know what to think of this game yet. I guess maybe this would be a good time to show me more of it then.
Yeah, it's like we said last week. What's the hook? Like, what is the? I feel like it needs a gameplay hook or something to kind of distinguish it from this kind of plain zombie survival game, and we've got so many of them right now.
Because this closed the show last year, right?
Yeah.
This was the big reveal at the end of the show.
And I didn't understand it then, and I don't quite understand it now. My hope is that Sony come out and they show us something really cool about the game that will kind of get us amped up for it and show why it's worth paying attention to. But based on what we know now, it feels like a very plain zombie survival game. And I ain't got time for that.
If it's propped up against The Last of Us 2, that would also be a really tough sell during this conference.
I mean, we were saying like with State of Decay and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, they showed two very slightly similar games in a very close proximity on Microsoft stage yesterday, and I'm really hoping that's not going to be the case. There's your soup can.
There's soup
That's not going to be the case with this.
Chicken noodle.
Yeah. Baxter's or Campbell's. But let's talk about the other zombie-esque game coming from Sony, Last of Us Part 2. Part 2, not Last of Us 2.
Not Last of Us 2, no.
Do we think we're going to see gameplay?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think yes. I think it's about time. I don't think they can get away with another. I think the first cinematic trailer of it was perfect. Like they shouldn't be continuing to dig into story too much right now.
No.
I think they need to start showing off gameplay stuff and how it looks and that kind of.
I want to know who we're going to be playing as, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
both Ellie and Joel were in that initial initial teaser.
Yeah.
But I want to know. I think probably the time's right that Ellie takes over as the main protagonist. Certainly, like with the DLC, it was definitely moving in that direction.
Yeah.
It would be cool to see it at the show as well, because aside from like Jak and Daxter games, you have every other generation of Naughty Dog. You have the Insane trilogy showing up, and then you have Uncharted: The Lost Legacy releasing soon, and then you have the modern Naughty Dog doing Last of Us stuff. Last of Us Part 2. It would be really cool to see. I don't even like with a game like this. I wouldn't even be surprised if they just showed more cinematics. I'd love to see gameplay, but I remember I think it was the second trailer they ever showed for The Last of Us is when Joel and Ellie were in that car and he told her to buckle her seatbelt when that guy was asking for help when they were going into Pittsburgh, and that was awesome. But I think they cut it off before it actually went to the player.
And then and then I do remember they did have one in the press conference when that went into that ambush, right?
Fight in the garage,
But then they also had one where it was the hotel you were going through.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd love to see gameplay. I just want to see more from what Naughty Dog is going to be doing.
Yeah.
I think it will be Ellie as well, like just showing her running around, shooting stuff.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm a bit apprehensive. I was talking to Oscar and saying we were both kind of agreeing that now that this is a thing, I want to see it, I want to play it, but I almost wish they hadn't done a part 2.
Yeah.
But there was such a perfect the relationship between them was so great in the first game.
Yeah.
It'd be tough to go to the other side of it and show it from her point of view, because so much of the first game was actually about her and not just the father-daughter relationship they had, or the pseudo-daughter. But I don't know. I'm curious to see what they do with it.
I think this might be one of those games where there's way more to it than meets the eye.
Sure.
And there's something happening between these two characters that we're just not aware of yet, and it will be like a big twist. But yeah, I don't know. I would have been happy if there wasn't another one, but now that there is one, I'm interested to see. They had to have had. I mean, obviously we all know it will be the big. We need a sequel. This game's mega successful. It sold bank, so we need another one.
Yeah.
But they had to have been confident in their vision to kind of, go along with that. Naughty Dog has some power at Sony. They could have put up a fight and stuff, but the fact that they've gone with it leads me to believe that they're confident in something.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see what that is.
Yeah.
So I hope we see loads more of that at the conference.
We're also going to be expecting Detroit become human.
I guess we will.
I don't know. Are we? I mean,
it should make an appearance. I don't know if any of us are excited for it.
I really liked that when they used her for the tech demo, and I remember seeing that a few years ago and being like, damn, that's so impressive, it's really cool. And then you see movies like Ex Machina that clearly just took a lot of inspiration from that tech demo.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be a good expanding that out into a full game, and I mean in the Quantic Dream style?
Yeah, I don't know.
Makes me nervous.
I've never been a big fan of their games. I think Heavy Rain was overrated. I think a lot of their writing is a bit hit and miss. So I think they have a lot of interesting ideas that they don't quite hit on. Like this, the thing that is attracting me to this game is it's really weird. It feels more like a almost, I want to say like a Suda 51 style kind of weirdness to it.
Yeah.
Like it's just, with Suda's games, like they aware of how camp and stupid they are. This is a game that is stupid by the looks of it, but isn't aware of it.
Yeah,
I
it
kind of
definitely
like
looks
the
like it's
idea of
taking
that.
itself too
Yeah,
seriously.
it's the classic David Cage, right? David Cage believes he's the greatest writer around. So he's probably like doing weird stuff with this game that's going to be hilarious to us. We might, with any luck, we'll get another Jason moment out of this game, and it will justify its existence for years to come.
I never played Beyond. I actually liked Heavy Rain, but I never got the chance to play Beyond, and I don't feel like I'm missing anything.
No.
I've been curious to see what happens with this. I do think we'll definitely see it, though.
Yeah.
Isn't this coming out in the fall?
Is it?
I thought I saw a listing earlier. I could be mistaken, though.
We'll definitely see more of this game.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what it becomes, and
Yeah.
this guy's got incredible arm strength.
He's like a cyborg robot, though, right?
Yeah.
But
This is binary domain.
too soon. In terms of third party, Battlefront 2, do you think we're going to see single player?
That's a good question. I mean, we've seen quite a bit already of that game. I'm not sure if they're going to spend much time on it.
I think this might.
I mean, they made such a big fuss about the John Boyega tweet, and then they had the big reveal with all the influencers playing the multiplayer. So I think
I'd like to see more single player. I'm just I guess I'm not sure.
Do they, as far as do they have a partnership with Sony for like?
Force is strong with PlayStation.
Yep. So if you can't sell a partnership on single player content, I think this will be the multiplayer moment where they're like, you will get this DLC, this DLC, this DLC, or whatever it may
But
be.
they did that during Microsoft, so it'd be weird to repeat that with Sony.
Maybe, yeah.
Because they even said during the Microsoft conference that Battlefront 2 DLC will all be free and everything.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Microsoft?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think that this will be a moment.
They kicked off the, or sorry.
Yeah.
EA.
Yeah.
God damn it. It's
okay.
Week.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry.
We believe in you.
It'll be all right.
Microsoft was Anthem. Wrong
Yeah.
thing.
But I think this might be a good opportunity for them to get a little more multiplayer information out there for the people who don't care about single player stuff, and they want that multiplayer game, they want that multiplayer Star Wars game. This would be a good opportunity for them to be like, here's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Destiny 2 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That has to be here.
Yep.
100%. Yeah, I haven't seen it anywhere else yet, and everything DLC always comes out first for Destiny on PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And I guess Call of Duty World War 2. Because if it's not a Microsoft stage, that's a big enough game. It's probably good.
Yeah. I think it's going to be very shooter heavy this year.
Yeah.
Which is not ideal for me. Like, I liked these games. I like Destiny. And also I enjoy playing Call of Duty, but I think I find them quite boring to watch in press conferences.
I think with Call of Duty as well, especially, they have all of their trailers seem to cover so many tropes. Right?
Yeah.
There's always like an exploding vehicle, and you come out of it and you're all groggy, and there's like your commander who pulls you up, and there's a guy with a pistol. You know what I mean? And I just feel like I'd like to see something.
Yeah, and it's similar with Destiny, right? Like they had the reveal a little while back, and it was cool, but it was a lot of like improvements to the Destiny we know, right?
It was a reveal for Destiny fans.
Exactly.
Which is obviously not a bad thing, because that's your audience.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's your people. But I'd like to see them sort of explain to me why I, as a very lapsed Destiny player, need to jump into Destiny 2.
Yeah. See, to me, it was like, okay, this looks cool. This looks like a bunch of improvements I wanted to Destiny. But I don't think that's terribly exciting to see at a press conference. If they came out and were like, hey, look, this is a strike, I'm like, all right, cool. It looks like a strike, man.
Yeah. Gran Turismo Sport has a release date. It's definitely coming out this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume it's going to have a big presence on the stage.
We have some slow panning shots of a car up close.
I really hope there's a car on stage.
Please.
I hope it's another Porsche.
Oh,
Porsche.
God. Porsche is invested in the future of esports. I don't know if you know that.
Let's talk a little bit about this. So there was some rumors going around today. Sony Interactive Entertainment Europe have been registering some trademarks. So Detective Gaff went full zoom and enhance on it. Shadow of the Colossus.
What about it?
Yeah, is it going to be another remaster? But then there's people being like, no, think bigger.
There's no way there's going to be anything sequely to Shadow of the Colossus. I will eat my arm if a Shadow of the Colossus 2 appears.
I kind of can't wait to see that.
Yeah, everyone make sure you get that.
I would
little
definitely
clip.
be willing to bet on a like a PS4.
Yeah, a PS4
PS4
version of it. Yeah, sure.
But the thing is, like, you sort of see this more and more now, is that games that get a current gen remaster, because that's the easiest way for them to make money on it, right? Because you don't have to rebuild the whole game from scratch. You just upscale everything. That's a very easy way for a publisher to make money, which can then be used to fund, like Metro, right? We've literally just seen it. That's what they did with the bringing Metro to come.
And it's a cheap, easy win for Sony, right?
We got this collection on PS3 already.
I know.
So
now
why don't
on
they just
PS4.
Yeah, they'd have to package it with The Last Guardian and call it the
Team Eco
collection or something.
or
Yeah, something like that. Like it would. There would have to be something more significant to it.
But these kind of remasters are a really the easy way for Sony to quickly like rack up some points, and people don't really tend to think too much about it. Like, oh, there's a Shadow of the Colossus remaster. Oh, they're re-releasing it to PS4 along with Gran Turismo 3 and a bunch of other games that people love from the past. And people are like, yep, that's great, sweet. Moving on. It kind of like deflects from the rest of it, where it's like it might be a bit thin elsewhere.
But I mean, you saw that in Microsoft's press conference, right? One of the biggest cheers was from OG Xbox backwards compatibility, right?
Right. So maybe it's not quite backwards compatibility, but it's a move for them to say, we can't give you all PS3 games, but here's a bunch that you can play.
Yeah.
So they would have to re-register the trademark if it's coming to a new platform, I have to imagine.
Yeah.
We're getting close to the start of Sony's press conference now. Some quick-fire questions. VR.
I really hope they downplay it.
Yeah, I don't want to. Like we talked about this, but it just depends on like. I hope it's not a big deal. If it is, it's got to be an upcoming AAA game.
It's got to be huge.
It's got to be huge.
Yeah.
If it's some stupid VR shooter again, I don't care. No one cares. Stop trying to make it happen.
Do you guys like the Star Wars Battlefront, like the X-Wing mission?
Oh, it was fine.
Did you play like a full game of that?
No, absolutely not. I also want to play a Final Fantasy VR. So.
Oh, you know, I never. I put myself through that.
I mean, Farpoint was fine, I guess, but you know, it's novelty more than anything else.
Yeah.
Resident Evil is still the best VR experience I've had, but I think I'm done. I'm done with it. I don't really care about it much now.
Think it's going the way of the Vita so soon?
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's. There's a lot of people that own one. Surprising amount of people that own one. So that fact is making me think maybe Sony will feel obligated to make them people feel good about their purchase by giving them anything, anything. But as someone who doesn't really care about VR, I feel like it will be padding and wasting time. Yeah. Leave VR alone.
When the fun stops. Stop. In terms of other hardware, do we think Sony's gonna? Do you think they're gonna bother in the year that?
Pete was saying that PlayStation Vita 2.
What?
I would just love the idea of a portable, PlayStation 4. It'll play PlayStation 4 games, but like a lower resolution, maybe with some anti-aliasing disabled here and there. It's not going to happen.
No.
I wish it would, but it won't.
It would be pretty cool, though.
I remember the PSTV.
Oh, of course.
Bring that back.
One thing we didn't, I don't think you mentioned, was the Insomniac Spider-Man.
Oh, God, yeah.
Which I'm actually, the more I think about it, the more I'm excited for it, because it's the creative director from Sunset Overdrive. Which, and then they showed a few brief parts of it. I really like a lot of things Insomniac does, but I'm also excited to see if they can transfer that Tony Hawk parkour movement of Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Spider-Man is seems like tailor-made for that kind of thing. I'm just kind of excited to see what they do with that. I'm assuming that'll show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about the nerdier stuff around it, like who is that Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it Peter Parker?
Because they're not worried about fitting it into the MCU,
I feel like
right?
I feel like it could be a surprise for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like who it is. I'm really interested in whether they want to create a world around it, or if it's just like a standalone. Here's a game, Spider-Man game. It's coming out in the same year maybe as a Spider-Man movie, and let's try and do it right. Or if it's the start of something big, because Marvel seems to be getting quite serious with games, right? Like they're creating partnerships in a way that they're trying to invest in games and that kind of stuff, and that have high quality superhero games. They've learn that putting the effort in can pay off. They've seen it happen with Batman. So, I think it'll be interesting to see what they're trying to do with that game, the ambition for it. I think Insomniac's perfectly capable of making a really good Spider-Man game. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Sunset Overdrive was great.
Yeah.
So more of that.
As long as it's as good as Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, they should recreate that bit where you fail that quick time event and he just falls flat on his face in front of that woman who's like, oh.
I hope it's as good as Spider-Man 3, the movie.
Oh, why you like this?
He's going for a Russell.
Yeah, he's
and I won't rise to it.
I don't think anybody knows what that means watching. Just trying to troll you.
So overall, I mean, we've got like 4 minutes until the press conference. Who do you think's going to open?
Blue Point Games with that rumored remaster of Shenmue 1 and 2.
I think.
Come on, no laugh for that, Jesus.
I think.
I didn't know it was a joke.
I think that is supposed to be a thing that's happening.
Yeah,
I wasn't serious. They're not gonna open with that.
You never know. Then they go like at the end, and Shenmue 3 is still in production.
Yeah, right.
We weren't lying about that.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Showing us screenshots.
Yeah.
They'll probably start with Last of Us 2. I think that would be a
really
great
the opener instead of the ender. I think
so. Sony hasn't shied away from doing a huge opener.
I guess so. But then what ends it? And they need a big thing to end it, right?
Knack 2.
Oh, really?
2.
I would say they open with Uncharted, The Lost Legacy, just because it's close.
Yeah.
No, actually.
But it seems like it's a standalone DLC.
I changed my answer.
Thing. Yeah. I don't know.
Back to Knack.
Yeah, Knack 2. Yeah, I could see them opening with Uncharted, The Lost Legacy.
We haven't seen much of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yeah.
It could be Hair, which excites precisely one person.
There's a poster for it outside, right?
I play
There's a poster on the side of it.
Yeah, but we've seen it. We've not seen it at any other press conferences. Yeah. And Sony is invested in Capcom's fighting world.
Yeah.
They have that partnership, so that could pop up soon in this. I expect it to pop up, but I don't know. that character roster leaked. So unless they come out and say like, actually we do have X-Men, and that character roster was wrong, people are just gonna be like, cool, looks like more Marvel. I'm happy with that, but I feel like a lot of people won't be.
All right. So you're excited for Marvel vs. Capcom. What are you excited for, Mike?
Bloodborne 3.
Bloodborne.
I would absolutely love if they did a Bloodborne 2. I don't think it'll happen, but that would be unreal. I'm excited for The Last of Us, but I'm also excited for Resident Evil 2 remake if they actually show that.
Yeah.
Pete? I'm excited for The Unknown, honestly. I just want to. Yeah, this is what Sony does best. Press conferences, so that's what I want.
The Unknown.
The infinite frontier.
Do you think we'll see any more No Man's Sky? Is that?
No Man's Dry.
No Man's Dry,
they've been doing that. Like side note, they sent out like 16 of those. They were doing some sort of ARG thing with people, like they're big like streamers. They sent 16 packages out to them with codes and stuff and coordinates. I don't know. People think it's like they're like, oh, maybe we go here and we can meet up. It's like, we've seen that's not true.
It could appear like as here's the latest update to No Man's Sky. It's good now.
Man,
I can't believe we haven't talked about Death Stranding. But I mean, we know it's not here.
It's not here, yeah.
But what is this Bridges thing? Like that stupid thing.
He
right? He doesn't put out stuff like that.
No,
he doesn't put out something for nothing. That's what we know.
Yeah, that's true. And he's known to cause some. He's known for some high-level Russells. This guy. Remember when? Never forget Joaquin Mogren.
Wait a minute.
That was intense.
I changed my mind. I think the opening is going to be Metal Gear Survive.
Oh my God! I forgot about that game.
Yeah, imagine.
And then it leads straight into Death Stranding.
Fade from Black.
And then there's the awkward moment where Kojima's standing next to another Konami employee, like, don't screw this up, buddy.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, but there's a good chance that Death Stranding could show up. He's a notorious liar.
What if there's another
Michelle
game that
Ancel
somehow connects to Death Stranding? They are two entirely different games.
You're talking like Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Green type?
No, I mean he's talked about the ways that you interact in video games. Sometimes like with a stick or with a gun, and like these things. Somehow they can connect. What if it's two separate games that somehow interconnected somehow?
That could be interesting. Yeah, like some sort of companion game.
Yeah, I mean he's here to show something, presumably.
All right, I'm gonna have to cut us off here because we're getting ready to go live to the Sony press conference. Make sure you stick around because we are going to be breaking down all the freshest and hottest takes from the press conference. We'll see you back here.
The old rules of TV are no longer with us. We're watching here, and here, and here. This is live TV, and we can store more shows than you could ever watch. We can even watch on 5 devices.
All at once. The rules of TV have changed. It's time to change how you get it.
PlayStation. I think I'll go for a walk outside now. The summer sun's calling my name. I hear you now, I just can't stay inside all day. I gotta get out, give me some of those rays.
Front of that fastball. First offering on its way.
PlayStation Days of Play with a limited edition gold PS4 at $249, discounted games, and more. It's 9 days of epic deals.
PlayStation.
Oh, come on. Oh, crap. Come on, come on! Son of a bitch. Let's do this. Yeah? You want some of this? Yeah! That's Manny's bike. Yeah, this way. Why do you have? You always have a bad attitude. You know that? I have a bad attitude. I have a bad attitude. What you even do? Just don't talk.
Oh, yes, better if we just don't talk.
Yo, where you at, man?
He's not being that loud. You shut the hell up.
Thank you. You shut up.
Okay, shh. I want all of you to shut the hell up. What is your problem?
No, shh. There's something out there.
Just a
Ah! God! No, my leg! Get it off!
Dude, shut up! Dude, you gotta shut up! Shut up! Make him shut up!
Easy, fellas. There he is. Still alive. How the hell am I? Drop him! Now! Or I'll kill him!
Do it. I'm not here for him. I'm here for you.
do? Oh, come on, I wasn't gonna let him kill you. Besides, who the hell else around here knows how to rebuild a carburetor? Just back up. Nice and slow. Don't make a sound.
Please welcome to the stage, Sean Layden.
Welcome. Welcome. Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, fans and friends. This is your 2017 PlayStation Showcase. Thank you for coming tonight. Naughty Dog, Gorilla, Ben, out of control. I thought this opening was completely insane, and because I had to walk under zombies to get on the stage just now. They didn't even tell me about that last night. We're glad to be here. We're delighted to be here. We have a full show ahead of us, so let's just agree that we love games and we want to see more of them tonight. It's all about the games. Every year we continue to push the envelope of storytelling, imagination, and technology. And 2016 was no exception. Virtual reality is now a real consumer product, and our consoles are more powerful than ever, offering 4K and HDR options. We'll take a moment for that. With the launches of PlayStation VR and PS4 Pro, PlayStation once again stood at the forefront of bringing these technologies to the world of interactive entertainment. And now, in 2017, it continues to be all about the games. In the past few months alone, have given us some of the most creative, high-quality, and engaging video games ever seen. Horizon Zero Dawn, Neo, Resident Evil 7, MLB The Show, Persona 5, and yet we have an even broader, more diverse selection of blockbuster games coming soon. You will see, that's the plan, right? You will see tonight that Worldwide Studios is bringing you the exclusives you want, and through our strategic partnerships with third-party partners, PlayStation is home to all the biggest and best franchises in the world. It has never been a better time to be a gamer. Thank you all our fans, all of you, for your support, and for making PlayStation one of the most loved brands in the world. And thank you all for being here tonight. As we open E3 and celebrate the world of games, this week is our web portal. We have a web portal this week. live.playstation.com will serve as the home for hours of programming, including developer walkthroughs, Q&A sessions, in-depth conversations, and so much more. But tonight, let's recognize the art of gameplay with a showcase of the most anticipated titles here at E3. So, without further ado, let's get back to the games. Before I step off, it's my personal pleasure and a privilege to share with you now a title that has a rabid cult following around the world and has a very special place in my heart. Please enjoy.
All biological life must be exterminated.
Doctor, get us out of here!
Ultron Sigma has 2 of the Infinite 6.
Gamora, we have Thanos. He raised you as his own. Convince him.
Have you come to beg for my help?
You have no choice. Help us.
Release me, and I will give you what you want.
Give us cause to trust you. Help us to find the Infinity Stones.
Very well. The Stone of Power lies at the heart of no room.
Bear witness to the death of your world.
Zero? His core routines have been rewritten by the Grandmaster. Nova, Major, get to the core.
The Time Stone has concealed itself beyond time. Valkonda needs its key.
We had a dream. Our 2 diseased realities united to form a single perfect universe. Will you not bow before your god?
You are no god.
You'll have your diversion. Make it count. No, wait!
Ninjas.
Dante, can the ladies come out to play?
Be good.
Ebony, Ivory, care to dance?
I thought I'd seen everything.
We're in a whole new world. Now we're gonna find out what you're really made of.
Get me a goddamn medic!
Don't have no mercy in this land. Death don't have no mercy in this land. They come to your house and it won't stay long. You look in bed, somebody be gone. Death don't have no mercy in this land.
Time to show what you're made of, soldier.
roll the tape. I'd like to try it again.
Well, the sun ain't shining, it's dark and cloudy day. Well, the sun ain't shining, it's dark and cloudy day.
I'm going to ask you again. Do you remember me?
It's just a nightmare.
Got him! No! Get me out of there!
Try to visualize the last thing you can remember before you came here. You understand I want what's best for you.
Get your booty on home to me!
You're welcome to join me. Hey, you got a bite. Don't let up. All right. Oh, yeah. Look at the size of that thing.
Keep going!
Bravo team, do you copy over? Bravo, can you confirm you're receiving me? Over.
I'm not getting anything. They can't hear us. We're on our own.
Have hostiles moving on your position. Watch your flanks.
Okay, enemies ahead. All right. You ready? Engage! Cover me. Enemy on the property. I see. We're getting overrun. We need backup now.
Bravo, please respond. What is your status?
Are you gonna do it? You said I was cursed. You think I'm weak because I'm not like you.
You do not know everything, boy.
No. But at least I know the truth now.
The truth.
Hang on, boy!
Okay!
The truth.
Long way from home, aren't you? And here I thought your kind was supposed to be so enlightened, so much better than us.
The gods of these realms don't take kindly to outsiders, trust me. When they find you, and they will, they'll make things difficult.
Wait here. I will handle this.
Wow, that was something, that fight.
On our journey, we will be attacked by all manner of creature. To be effective in combat, a warrior must not feel for his enemy. Close your heart to their desperation. Close your heart to their suffering. The road ahead is long and unforgiving. No place for a boy. You must be a warrior.
But not everyone is bad. Mother always said to be open to those who can help.
Who you were before doesn't matter. This boy is not your past, he is your son. And he needs his father.
What is this?
It's the world serpent.
Stay calm, boy!
I am!
What is it saying?
He wants to help us!
Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer. Everything will be alright.
This is a night our people will remember. There are 5 CyberLife stores across Detroit. We're gonna attack those stores and set our people free.
That's what we are to them. Just merchandise on display in a shop window. Let's get them out.
We'll stick to the plan. Neutralize the alarm systems and secure the area. There's 10 minutes until all our teams attack. You're awake now.
Marcus, watch out.
You are committing a Class 3 offense. This infraction is being reported to the police.
Shit.
We gotta go.
What? We can't just leave our people behind.
It's too late. If we stay here, we're gonna get shot. North, our people need us alive. There's nothing else we can do.
Marcus! Shit.
Take cover. We are superior to them, but they are our masters? That's about to change. I'm gonna send the humans a message. My name is Marcus, and just like you, I was a slave. But then I chose to open my eyes, to take back my freedom, and decide who I wanted to be. Now I have come to tell you that you can be your own masters.
We're with you! I'll follow you, Marcus!
I'm with you, Marcus!
I'll follow you, Marcus. Then follow me.
We interrupt this broadcast with breaking news.
Police report that pro-Android graffiti was found in the neighborhoods of CyberLife stores.
Given the facts, it's pretty clear these attacks are linked to the deviant video message broadcast recently from the Stratford Tower.
Different locations were hit in what seems to be a coordinated attack.
This is an alarming situation. Could our machines now be turning against us?
Violence is the only language humans understand.
Numerous storefronts have been broken, with cars vandalized and set alight, leaving many Detroit neighborhoods in chaos.
We're getting reports that hundreds of androids have been stolen from CyberLife stores.
Property was damaged, and fires continue to rage in several major districts across the city.
Some people are asking, have androids become a threat to our security?
They're coming.
This way!
North! North. All right, what happened?
They slaughtered them like animals.
Who did? My name is Marcus. I am one of them. This is our story.
Welcome to a world without light. You are weak, undisciplined, cowering behind walls. I command legions, conquered worlds, waged war across the galaxy to prove my worth. I alone am worthy of a traveler's light. You're not brave. You've merely forgotten the fear of death. Allow me to reacquaint you.
Please welcome back to the stage, Sean Layden.
Okay, everybody, just breathe. Yes. That was quite the roller coaster ride for the last 60 minutes. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. The future is here, and it is now with PlayStation 4 Pro and PSVR. We could not be more excited than to kick off E3 2017, celebrating the content and the creators who make PlayStation the best place to play for gamers. Now, let me leave you with a true PlayStation exclusive, a true exclusive from PlayStation, from one of the industry's most respected developers. Let me thank you again for coming tonight. A shout out to my courageous friend Ronil Mehta for struggling on through. And now, everyone, please enjoy the ride.
All units, 1010S at 36 and Park. Repeat, all units be advised. Shots fired at Fisk Towers.
Yuri, I'm here.
What do you see?
Find the rest. Boss wants them dead.
Looks like the demons are moving in on Fisk's territory.
You got this?
I got this.
the building. Eliminate them.
Should have worn a helmet.
You got what you came for. You don't need to kill us, too.
Fisk's territory is ours now.
Not today.
Spider-Man! Tell the boss is here!
Hey, Willie.
You.
Nice jumpsuit. Slimming.
Stay out of my business.
Wait, the demons. Who's their leader?
Keep my men alive and maybe I'll tell you.
Saving bad guys from other bad guys. Not how I thought today would go. Hey, big guy. Is that a Higgs field? That's actually really cool. Fisk, your men are safe. Your turn. Who runs the demons?
You're about to find out. Check the roof.
He's here? Come on. No! Let's go! Did that just happen? Yeah.
I'm getting reports of a helicopter with a wrecking ball.
It's complicated. Turns out Martin Lee is running the demons.
The guy who runs the homeless shelter?
Like I said, complicated. Sit tight, Yuri. I got this. Please, let me got this.
That helicopter is destroying the city.
I know.
You need to bring it down.
I know.
Maybe you could superhero a little faster?
Working on it, Yuri. Too close. Okay, Lee, here I come! Hi, is this the flight to Newark? Why are you doing this?
Because no one else will!
Lee, this is crazy! This isn't you!
You don't know me!
Need a plan. Need a plan real fast. I guess this is the plan! Come on, Pete, you got this! You got this, you got this, you got this! Please don't screw this up. Mr. Lee?
That's supposed to happen?
With vice, I hold a mic device. With force, I keep it away, of course. And I'm keeping you from sleeping. And on stage, I reach and I'm rolling. To the core, no metaphors. I ain't bluffing the nothing that we ain't seen before. We played this stuff at the point made you consider it done by the prophet of rage. Can you kick the light? Clear the way. Clear the way. Clear the way. Clear the way for the prophet of rage. Can you kick the light? Clear the way. Clear the way. Clear the way. Clear the way for the prophet of rage.
It was a good day. Oh, what a good day. But it is long gone now. When all the stars fell down. It was a good day. Oh, what a good day. That day you broke my heart. I loved you way too hard. Now I'm free.
It's over. Come on, dude, let's go. Miles!
Welcome back to the GameSpot stage here at E3 2017. We've just seen Sony's press conference. Everyone, what are your thoughts? I knew getting you those whiteboards would be a mistake. That says dry.
Dry. That was dry.
Yeah, wow. That was
very expected, and the things that were unexpected weren't that impressive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite taken back as to how cold it was.
I think dry is the word you're
I
looking
mean,
for.
dry, but no, it felt like quite cold and impersonal.
Yeah, it was
like
yeah, it wasn't. They acted like they were the Sony of last year and the year before. We love games. We've got so many games, and then it was like it felt like they just shout out a bunch of trailers for games that are out there already, and it's like, here you go.
Kind of lacked the composure as well.
Yeah.
I miss Unky Jack.
Yeah.
Everyone misses Jack. I think it was they had an unfortunate beginning with the sound issues. Like
Yeah.
there was no sound up until Days Gone, I think.
Yeah.
Then Sean seemed to have a bit of
Yeah.
trouble as well. Like at one point he hit his own mic. He was stumbling over his words.
Yeah, it was altogether. It wasn't the slick kind of focused
No.
like Sony that has a vision and a kind of ethos that they want to deliver through their press conference. It was very much a Sony that feels, I don't know, like kind of ambivalent and almost maybe resting on its laurels. Like it's in the lead right now. It's kind of compared to Microsoft, and Microsoft didn't have first-party games to show off. Even still, I'm more optimistic and positive about what Microsoft showed off than what Sony did. And Sony had almost entirely first-party games.
Yeah.
And like, man, that is saying something. Like, that was dry.
Unless it was a Sony that's purposefully pulling back for PlayStation.
I mean,
experience,
yeah, they have their own convention. They have PlayStation Experience where they could announce big things, and maybe that is the case. But it seems like a wasted opportunity if that is the case. Like you've got a lot of people watching. You might be done with it, but the world isn't quite done with E3 yet. So you should still be putting your best foot forward when you can. And I don't think that was impressive. I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the three like first party titles I really wanted to see. Last of Us 2 wasn't even there. God of War, I don't know if it was just the sound issues from the stream, but it felt kind of messy from what I was seeing of the combat. I liked the direction they were taking, but again, it felt kind of unpolished at this point. They said early 2018, so it's still a ways out. But and then Days Gone didn't really show me much at all. The stealth aspect of sneaking through that bandit camp kind of was just The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Even had Joel's like hearing thing, right? Like a low-key detective mode.
Yeah. And well, I mean, like they ended with Spider-Man, which is also first party, but I just have thoughts on that game. But yeah, I mean, the ones that I was actually hoping to see that we weren't like positive would be there, I was kind of disappointed with those as well.
Yeah.
So it did kick off with Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. So you're
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Looked great though.
Look great.
Looks good. Yeah. I'm still excited to play that. I think
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm already sold on that. That's what, again, like month and a half out. I'm like you said, last year. What did they start off with last year? They kind of came out swinging.
Oh, I forget now what they.
Like they've like.
I thought it might have been, wasn't it Uncharted DLC again?
It might have been,
It
but
might
yeah,
have
of
been.
course,
I
I think it was
feel
more
like-
impactful because we didn't know what it
Yeah,
was. Some
'cause
people thought it
yeah.
was Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
But yeah, Uncharted: Lost Legacy. I guess not too surprised there.
Yep.
Shadow of the Colossus, like you mentioned before. That was honestly like one of my favorite things of the show. I was just joking before we went live that but that game originally came out how many years ago? Doesn't make it any less impressive that they like completely remade it.
That's that's not like a port. That's not a remaster.
Yeah,
that
that's a
looks
remake.
like it's built from the ground up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said I'd eat my arm if there was a Shadow of the Colossus 2.
Right.
You get like one tweet.
I got one tweet. The guy was like, better start eating. I was like,
I'm
"No."
surprised that Blue Point is involved because
Yeah.
I mean
They've done really good stuff.
Yeah,
They are the
they totally
Bethesda studio, right?
they totally have, but this looks like more than a remaster.
Right.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
why I'm a little shocked.
Because they did what the Metal Gear collection.
They did Titanfall on Xbox 360, which was
Right.
that game ran awesome on that old.
There's another
console.
recent remaster, and it escapes me. Was it? Oh, did they? No, they weren't.
Gravity
involved.
Rush? Gravity Days maybe?
I can't remember,
One
but
of
yeah,
them.
this looks
Not
awesome.
sure.
And I also just like the idea of the fact that it's actually redone. The controls going back to the PS3 version are not. Well, I mean, obviously, if you want to go back to the PS2, but even in the PS3 remaster, the controls are kind of janky. I wonder if they updated it a little bit.
Yeah, the
for this
camera
time.
could do with a little bit of work
Yeah.
as well.
They
I
did
wonder
the Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection.
That's what I was thinking of.
I wonder if they did any extra work, because there's always been that chat of that cut content or that
Oh, that's
that
right.
content that was left in there that was
Yeah.
unused. Maybe this is the opportunity to kind of reinstate that and finish what Team Eco started.
That would be great.
Amazing.
That would be cool.
I would imagine there would have been like a subtitle with it.
Yeah,
you know, if it was a
I guess
bigger
so.
version of the game, but
Yeah.
but that'd be cool.
That would be real cool.
Unless they want to leave everyone sort of in suspense before they talk about it a bit more, maybe.
Could happen.
Yeah.
We also had Horizon Zero Dawn, the Frozen
Again,
Wilds.
another game that we couldn't hear, but we could see.
Yeah.
Looked chilly.
Yeah, it looked like it was focusing on the Banuk tribe, which is was that right? The guys that were living in harmony with the machines in the mountain. Was that them? I think that's right.
There was a tribe, but then there was a side quest where you could deactivate that.
Yeah, so I think this is around focused on them and maybe prequel or after or something like that. That's what it seemed like. I couldn't hear much and people were kind of moving around in front of me, so I didn't see everything, but I think that's what it's going to be. I'm interested in that tribe was cool.
I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn was a good
it's
game.
more-
Cool in general, right?
Yeah.
Play more
It's a
of
great game. I'm happy to play more of it, yeah.
I didn't play enough of it to be excited for DLC yet.
Yeah.
I played like 10 hours of the game total.
Mm.
But
It was
I
a
guess it's
difficult
not for
game
me.
to balance with Zelda, which came out at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, people who like you who did play a lot of Horizon, I'm sure that's nothing but good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, are we going to talk more about Days Gone? Again, it's still in that weird place where it's like, it looks too much like everything else.
Again, I don't think like my sentiment has changed since pre this conference. They've still shown nothing that is unique to it and unique. Cool, you've got a whole buttload of zombies, but like, okay, what am I supposed to do with them? You want me to shoot them? Like, how can I? Like, it shows you manipulating them somewhat to try and like overrun a camp or something like that. But man, that is dry.
They seem to be flirting with a narrative, but they're certainly not going deep enough to sell me on that aspect of the game.
Yeah.
The aspect that I was most excited to see was kind of this right here, moving through the overworld and how the open world aspect would work, because that's like a kind of a overrun Pacific Northwest. You're on a motorcycle driving through. That seems appealing, but what they showed was just honestly, like I said, it reminded me of Joel sneaking through a bandit camp in The Last of Us.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are you writing something
he's
else?
throwing things on his whiteboard.
I'm not.
But overall, I mean, it still looks really good.
Yeah, it does look great.
But coming away, it didn't excite me a ton. After
Yeah,
watching
it's
this.
just it's just something. There's something so plain about it that I just can't get over.
The character doesn't really help.
Yeah, it's like he's
Crashdown from Battlestar Galactica, man. What are you talking about?
No, I'm not into it at all. Sorry.
Well, Sony did get a big get, Monster Hunter World.
Yes.
Which
I was
everyone
excited
saw
about that.
coming, I don't think.
I did not see that coming. That is a big. That PlayStation hasn't had Monster Hunter in so long.
Yeah.
And
It's PlayStation 2.
Yeah, it started on PlayStation. It came a demo. I got a demo of it with Devil May Cry, I think it was, or something like that. And man, it has come a long way since that first game. It's a much better series now, and you know it's got a huge fan base. And I'm excited to see that a proper AAA Monster Hunter game is on the way to PlayStation 4. I mean, I'm so used to playing it on a tiny screen, and I've always wanted to have like that high quality AAA experience with this series, and it's finally there. And it looks like there's going to be like, you know, it's going to be plugged into the PlayStation Network. You can finally play with friends and not have it be a giant pain in the ass to make it happen because of Nintendo's stuff.
Right.
But yeah,
These dinosaurs are stupid.
Yeah.
True.
What was the next one? He just throws a ghillie suit on, and all of a sudden he doesn't see it.
you have a specific show to explore dinosaur games, so
I don't.
Oh wow, Timur. We all look alike to you?
I'm talking to all of you. The US team I'm talking
Just
to.
me and Rob.
Yeah.
I don't go near Dino DNA. That's
That show stinks. So my question is the title, Monster Hunter World. Like, is there any significance to framing it that way rather than giving it a solid number?
Yeah, I think at the end of the trailer, it kind of pulls out and kind of moves through this entire massive universe.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like we've got this massive complete world now instead of a region.
It's pretty literal.
Or it could be like a multiplayer, and alluding to like a persistence to the multiplayer.
That's kind of what I'm hoping.
Yeah,
I
which
think that
could be
would be
real
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how you make that work is, I don't know. It could be like through factions and that kind of stuff. But it looks real cool, and it looks like they've put a lot of the learnings from the recent Monster Hunter games into it. Looks like it's super active, and you've got a lot of the weapons and styles that you're used to seeing in modern Monster Hunter games in there represented. So I think for a lot of fans of the series, this is a big get, and I think it'll do pretty good in kind of moving PlayStation units in certain territories. Like, you know, Monster Hunter is a pretty big deal in Japan. This could be something that kind of gives Sony a boost in Japan and sells a few more extra PS4s.
And then after, we saw Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yes, boy.
That was the humor in that trailer was
Yeah, it's
like.
weird.
It was like you've seen that picture of like Data from Star Trek where he goes, "Computer, please tell me about humor." It was very robotic.
There's
It's a bit
something
weird.
about. I think I don't know why, but Marvel vs. Capcom 3 looks better than this game.
What's up with Chun-Li's face?
Chun-Li's face is scary. It looks like someone wearing a Chun-Li mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite frightening. Her
Which I do
eyebrows.
often. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
Yeah,
see
we've
you
seen the
do it,
pictures.
Yeah. But I think there's something about the way this game looks that it's lacking some detail, which is really upsetting. But then there was a period when Marvel vs. Capcom 3 looked a bit rough for a long time, and then they had this final pass on it just before it came out, and it looked incredible. But I think like they're really leaning into the cinematic nature of this game with the story stuff. And although I feel like it's good to do that, Capcom it's in their interest to do that, considering the flack they get from having a very thin story experience in Street Fighter V, and they're in a world where Injustice is absolutely incredible in the story, and Mortal Kombat is great at it, and even Tekken is doing
God,
some
there it
interesting stuff. Oh God, please! All right.
Where's her eyebrows?
But like, I feel like I don't know. As someone who's seen Capcom's storytelling chops in Street Fighter and that kind of stuff, I'm not that excited. I wish they'd come out and said, "Hey, we have this person from Marvel writing the story for us." But they haven't done that. But it's cool, I get to geek out about all these comic book characters and Capcom characters coming to blows in a series that I love. I'm up for that. It's got Black Panther in it, which awesome. I'll be
Any
maining
concern
him.
about the control scheme?
I played it recently, and it's definitely simplified. They've simplified the mechanics of it, but it's still got quite a lot of depth. I was surprised at how much depth they kind of still has. It's opened the mechanics up for creativity in a way that is going to be, I think, appreciated by the Marvel community quite a bit. Because by the end of current Marvel, certain combos of characters, and certain strategies and loops and that kind of stuff. And I feel like with the introduction of the Infinity Stones, it gives people a little more variety, how they can approach different characters, and you can do things like equip a gem that makes Hulk super fast, which is crazy.
But didn't that also like kind of backfire for Street Fighter Cross Tekken?
It did, but I feel like it fits better here with Marvel, and because the Infinity Stones they're really using in an interesting way. They're using them to kind of mess with the fundamental design principles of a fighting game. So like using it to control space or speed, or remove startup and cooldown frames, or like wall bounce and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So they're kind of experimenting with the underlying mechanics of the game.
So it's like an A-ism versus a V-ism.
Yeah, exactly. It's really, really interesting, and I'm not 100% sold on it, but I can see the vision, and from what I played of it, it seems to be coming together really well. So yeah, I'm excited about that game.
Story demo available.
Story demo available now.
Available right now.
And I've got work to do, so I'm well bummed.
I know. It's okay. It'll still be there when you get back.
Yeah.
What else did we get? We had a Call of Duty trailer that was.
Call of Duty as can be.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I am very surprised at the showing of both Call of Duty and Destiny 2, because I was like, they have this exclusive content partnership relationship going on with PlayStation. You'd think that they would do more with it.
Yeah,
it's just.
Again, they were very plain trailers.
They were very Call of Duty trailers as well, and very Destiny. It didn't speak out to anything, and it's like.
I feel like they're just these two trailers more than any of them. They're like ticking boxes. Like you give the shooter fans a shooting bit, and they're happy.
Shoot fans.
I mean, if you have to pick two franchises that you don't really need to sell, it's these two.
Call of Duty and Destiny.
I mean, I have to feel for them. What do you show? Especially because it's pretty well-worn territory, especially in like Normandy. They said you go to Crimea later on. I didn't know you were going that far in.
I feel like this looks good though. Like it looks
really
good. Like and I'm interested in playing it, and I'm sure it's going to be a good game. But as a trailer in a press conference, it's kind of boring. Like
it kind of faded into the background.
Yeah, it's very much a Call of Duty trailer, and that's quite damning.
Yeah, it didn't show anything that really piqued my interest past what it already was.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna play it regardless, but now I'm still kind of just made.
I love like how much is going on in this, and it does make me remind me of that first time I played Medal of Honor or the first Call of Duty, and so I'm excited for it. But like we said, it's just kind of a bland trailer.
Yeah, and then you go over to Destiny, and it was kind of as someone who played a lot of the first Destiny. What they showed of Destiny 2 tonight was kind of not what I wanted to see. I don't think it was very much just it was like a small shooter level, like more of a linear space. But they're shedding more light on the character. I forget his name.
Dominus Goal.
Yes, I don't know. It didn't
Looks
really.
like a vein.
Oh, like a what?
Like vein.
I thought you said a vein.
Yeah.
Yeah, the vein in my forehead that
Yeah.
was popping.
I'm excited for this game to play it and to see what they actually learned throughout the time. Obviously, the fact that Taken King ever existed and changed up what I thought was wrong with the base game excites me for what they can do with a full sequel.
Yeah.
But yeah, this trailer didn't really excite me either. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be negative on everything, but these two in particular.
No, I mean,
like
that's
I
the
said, you don't
thing.
need to really sell those two franchises.
It's like I don't want to be negative about this press conference, but given the high bar that Sony consistently set, and given the competition that they knew they would be up against this year with the Xbox One X, they kind of didn't.
Yeah, and I feel like it's worth stressing that, like, despite what we're saying, like, we're excited about those two games. Like, I personally am excited for Destiny and Call of Duty, but it's just they didn't show well here. They weren't exciting. They were dry.
We're not going to walk out of this talking about it later tonight.
No, exactly. It was like it existed and it still exists. Cool.
All right, lads, let's talk about some VR. So
how can we stop bringing Skyrim to E3?
How can we stop
buying
Todd
it?
Howard?
Make the next Elder Scrolls game.
Skyrim. I'm sick of it. It's a good game. It was good. It's still just leave it now.
It's a moneymaker, man.
Yeah.
Turn that front upside down. Come on.
I'm gonna buy that.
Yeah.
You're gonna buy a VR headset for that?
No.
I mean,
But I'm gonna buy that.
You're just trying to sound positive now?
Yeah.
all right.
Even out the side. No, that if I had a PSVR, that would be. I would play that.
Would you pay
Yeah.
$60 for it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I would be
I'll play
interested
Skyrim.
if the
Although it's on
special
Switch
edition.
too, though.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Switch is also great.
Just hold it close to your face and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
No, Skyrim
Tape it
is
to
VR.
your.
Yeah.
Skyrim
You can play
is
VR in bed.
appearing.
Just lie down on your pillow, put the VR headset on, and play. It's no
Skyrim
different
is
than a
being
Switch.
released on 2 different platforms. 2 different platforms.
Well, in total, what?
Stop.
I don't even know how many in total
I
it is.
do wonder how it's gonna mix with, like, obviously you had special edition come last year.
That's true.
And is it
Are
a
you gonna make me
VR?
buy it again for the VR?
I don't think Skyrim's a PSVR exclusive, is it? Because
I
Fallout
didn't see that
4
said.
is coming to all 3,
It will
right?
appear on it. Bethesda won't
Yeah.
make it exclusive. They'll put it everywhere.
Yeah.
Eventually, there might be like a time delay thing, but
I almost would have been more excited for that if they showed it at Bethesda right after Fallout, like the 1-2
Yeah.
punch. But I guess I could. See
I
them,
think
like, that's-
Nintendo would have been like, yo.
Yeah, sure.
In terms of other VR titles, we had Star Child.
Mhm.
Don't even remember it.
Barely. It looked like It looked like a platformer that I don't want to play that much yet, from what I've
yeah,
seen.
yeah.
No,
Again,
it's
like,
really boring platformer. He showed him jumping a couple times. Or,
Yeah.
sorry.
and I'd hate to make the comparison, but like, look at the games the indie games, the idea Xbox games that Microsoft showed.
Yeah.
Each one of them had something unique and memorable about them. This looks kind of generic. Like
Doesn't do anything
sci-fi
to pique
generic.
my
It doesn't.
interest.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't look all that interesting.
Which is odd because, like a couple of years ago, it was Sony at E3 that was usually like
Yeah.
Tacoma was announced on the Sony stage,
Yeah, yeah.
right? They
Yeah.
had this, when the PS4 first launched, it was really pushing for indies. I mean, the launch, I don't know. Now it seems like this show was reversed.
Yeah, it didn't seem that they had much from the XDev program.
Yeah.
But then they did have from Supermassive. They had the Inpatient.
That looks interesting. Like
did look cool.
Supermassive blew us all away, caught us by surprise with Until Dawn. So out of all of them, all the games that they showed, that's the one that I'm most kind of optimistic and interested in seeing. It's a VR game, so like that gives me a reason to kind of pull out my PlayStation VR and check it out. But
I mean,
yeah,
it does sort of have the vibe of like a kind of runoff of Until Dawn, like those
kind of
like I'm talking specifically about those bits in the middle where it's you and the psychiatrist.
yeah,
Psychologist.
yeah.
Um,
There's also like, again, there's a lot of these types of games in VR right now. Like
Yeah.
there's that Wilson's Heart or whatever it's called, that kind of like very similar vibe to it, and like I'm not sure what's different about it. I mean, it looked really nice, and they showed that it wasn't the stuff in Until Dawn that was really cool. Wasn't the atmosphere or that kind of stuff. It was the decision making stuff and how the story branched, and they didn't show any of that. So like at the moment, I'm interested in it, but if they don't show some of that stuff, I might back away a bit.
But the fact this VR game makes me think they're not going to like lean into the decision making as much. I mean, for VR, when I think VR, I don't think those things. I think atmosphere and tone. And maybe that the game looks like it's going for those more. Yeah. But who knows?
I guess so.
Yeah, I guess.
Then we got probably the biggest surprise of the show: Final Fantasy 15 fishing.
Okay, cool.
Why the hell not?
Why not? Yeah.
That
seems interesting.
Because I didn't play Prompto's.
I didn't even realize that was out. That's why I
didn't
made a
play
joke
Final
about
Fantasy
it.
15.
Oh, it was a good game.
It was an okay game, yeah.
No. It was, it was a good game.
Yeah.
7 out of 10.
I get a new.
I mean, there is.
I'd rather just you can fish in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. So I think it's fair to say that no one saw this coming.
No, but it's cool. Like
It is fun.
people love
Fine,
those-
cool. Hold on a second.
Cool being people love those characters.
Monst-
People love those characters. I think they are
Yeah.
thin anime archetypes.
Listen, don't you
Thin.
talk about my
Thin.
Prompto.
So then you don't think
Thin.
it's cool?
I think it's cool that Square Enix understands that people love these characters for some reason.
I don't think they
and
understand.
they're
that
like.
they're giving us a fishing game with these characters.
But I think it had little more than that. You had them like sitting around the
I like-
campfire
I think
and talking and that
Nathan
kind of
Drake
stuff.
is interesting to me. I don't want to go fishing as him.
Yeah, but like.
Would you go fishing with
Weaves,
him
innit?
though?
Well, that what?
If they
hold on.
made like.
No, I'm not a weeb. What?
Would you go fishing with Nathan Drake though? Because that's the point, right? Like you go fishing with the guy, then you cook meal with the guys.
It kind of fits in thematically, right? It's
Yeah.
all about a road trip with your lads, and you're kind of hanging out, you're fishing, you're making food, and people like those characters for some reason or another. They like the idea
Yay.
of camping with them. So letting you put on a VR headset, fish with them, sit around while Ignis talks about coming up with a new recipe. Or, Prompto tries to take a photo of your face and show you how cool his camera is. Some people like that. I'm not saying these people are smart or cool.
You said it was cool.
Wow.
I said it was cool that Square Enix understands that those
I don't think they understand.
deviants are out there and are giving them what they want.
Why? But okay, you could say the same thing about like the people who like shooting games. Like there are deviants out there that just want to see shooting in Call of Duty. They showed them. That wasn't cool.
If that Call of Duty guy put his gun down and started fishing.
All right, fine. Fair enough.
Then we had Bravo Team.
Was that also Supermassive?
No.
Or was that the logo just lingering?
I think the logo.
The logo, the Supermassive logo came up right before it again.
I swear I've seen that about 100 times on the App Store. Like, that looks like...
It looks like
the most
Farpoint.
generic titled
Yeah.
thing ever.
It looks like I don't know, shooters now. It just reminds me of like Robot Recall.
Yeah.
Farpoint.
I mean, like, how does it, like... I don't mean to be rude, but how does this get on a press conference stage? Like, what about it did Sony see and go, yes, this is what we need on our stage?
That slide though.
It's just, I don't understand it. It's like, this is slim pickings for VR. That's what it feels like. Look, we scraped the bottom of the barrel for VR, and this is what we got for you.
And they weren't even announcing it like alongside the controller that they released for Farpoint,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, right.
It's just, I don't understand it. Like, whatever.
And then we had Stuart Little the game. Moss. It looked cute.
Yeah, it looked nice.
A little
Yeah.
nice little cute mouse in. Big ears. I just want to see.
Yeah,
his little
it's good. I think it's trying to be like a bit of an Ori and the Blind Forest style thing for them. I don't know. Again.
Stuart Little in the Blind Forest.
Stuart and the rather large forest. It looks cool. I still no interest.
Stop saying cool.
It looks cool as in the mouse looks cool. Look at him. Look at him right now.
He's cute.
Why has he got like an infinity
cool.
gauntlet made
Look
out of
at
a
him.
leaf on his arm?
That's cool.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, see?
All right.
I feel like we're stretching for compliments for what we've been talking about.
I think it looks cool.
All right, Detroit.
Looks cool.
It feels very different than what it was last time they showed it.
No, I think now that it's further on in development, they have just gone full David Cage.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, he's making it now. Let's just.
It went from like, wasn't the first showing like this crime scene that the detective was searching, and now it's nothing like that.
No,
Aside
no.
from the android, there's no connection. Maybe it's a different character.
So basically, I think that was just. I don't know if you're going to play from the human side as well, but that just seemed like the android had gone crazy and was going to kill the kid.
I thought this was like world building. Like none of these characters are the main character. Even though that guy at the end is like, this is our story or whatever. That kind of positions him. I feel like you play a detective in this world trying to figure out what's going on or something. And this is kind of like setting up the fiction and the kind of the state of the world. And it's like, it's well-trodden territory at this point, the stuff that they're doing. I was watching it and it looks pretty, and I like this futuristic vibe that it's going for. But the actual themes and the subject matter are.
It's a bit bicentennial, man.
Yeah,
it also reminds me of what Mankind Divided did. They weren't full androids; they were augmented humans. It seems like the same thing, kind of like freedom for them and whatnot.
Yeah.
Didn't look like there's much gameplay at all. The gameplay they did show was you picking between 3 different things: take cover, run, or do something else.
Like this is just like you pausing a cutscene just to overlay some text, and I don't understand.
Yeah, but that infographic though.
Yeah.
That hot infographic that comes up in a second.
Yeah, and these are apparently famous people.
She was in Almost Human, which I never thought I'd get the chance to name drop that show twice in 2 days, but here we
Jesse
go.
Williams was in Cabin in the Woods. Smart one.
Yeah.
Or you thought he was.
Yeah.
Is he the one from Grey's Anatomy? Everyone was tweeting about Grey's Anatomy. I never
McSteamy.
McDreamy.
McDreamy. Why are we talking about Grey's Anatomy on a video game? There is that game. But yeah, again, looks
dry.
Okay. Stretching for compliments.
Okay, well, I think one game at least we can definitely be complimentary about was the Spider-Man, the Insomniac Spider-Man.
No, I
don't know, man.
That
God.
That game looks not fun.
That game looks fun. I agree.
I think it looks.
I think
it looks. I think they spent. I think it looks cool. I'm excited about it. I love that it's Miles Morales.
I think you could sort of predict.
I think they avoided the swinging quite a lot. It was a lot of not swinging happening.
I don't know. I thought when he was fighting those guys and it looked real slick and he could.
It was Arkham Knight combat. That's
It
what it
was
looked like.
Arkham
And
Knight.
I personally hate that stuff. I can't.
I don't
It's
mind
not.
it.
It's not fun. Contextual combat is not my bag.
And then there was a lot of QTEs.
Yeah, a lot of QTEs.
If they stripped those, I thought this looked really fun.
I liked.
I don't know, the navigation seemed smooth to me. Definitely hitching a little bit here and there, but
but
it feels like it was getting the job done.
There was a Spider-Man game a couple years ago that was made. I think it was the Amazing Spider-Man games. I think those games they get a rough rap, but I think the swinging they have in those is really cool. The cinematic way they do it, the way kind of like he goes really close to the ground and the camera swoops in underneath him, and like I remember playing those and getting a genuine sense of exhilaration swinging around the city.
This did kind of lack that.
This doesn't have that.
Right.
And the fact that they should have opened with swinging, like swing into a fight. Don't like the swinging's in between him, kind of like chasing something, and it's kind of distracting you from it, and it's not clear how it works.
It also didn't look like you had much choice on where you were going to go.
Yeah,
it looked
it
incredibly
felt
scripted. Obviously, it's going to be scripted to some degree.
This demo I don't
demo,
think was. I don't think. For me personally, it wasn't the game that looked a little bit too linear. It was the demo, and they were just trying to show. I don't think that's what they should have shown for this game, but
yeah. See, the thing we want from a Spider-Man game is an open world environment where you can just swing around and save people and do missions and that kind of stuff. And this just doesn't seem like that. It seems very, very focused on going exactly where the developer wants. And obviously that is partly because they have a presentation to do in this scenario. But I feel like you really missed the trick by not just opening things up a bit and showing everyone, the opportunity that you have to swing around a city and do interesting things and have fun of your own making instead of doing exactly what they want you to.
Yeah. In general, I like this demo. I thought it looks fun.
I think it's got potential.
I think the scripting's quite good as well, because I think I mentioned this yesterday. I hate it when characters talk to themselves. I absolutely despise it. But I think that in keeping with Spider-Man's like lighter tone, and it was quite quippy, and it was very Marvel movie-esque, which I enjoyed.
Like I said, Miles Morales.
Yeah,
cool.
My boy.
He's back.
All right. Overall thoughts. Actually, I just checked my email, and turns out that Monster Hunter is not PS4 exclusive. It's Xbox One and PC.
Great.
Which is awesome, but like. Given that in mind, given that was like one of the big surprises that does make it less impressive, I guess, because
yeah, I mean that does kind of take one of the feathers out of their cap, and that kind of all right. That's Sony's conference, kind of like
6 out of 10.
You were very slick at changing that sign.
I don't even know when he's doing it.
Also, no more Skyrim, please. I'm not done with this yet, but 6 out of 10.
All right, let's try and end on a more positive note. What was your highlight of the conference?
Shadow of the Colossus.
Yep.
Plain and simple, very easy.
Yeah, mine too.
All right.
Wait. Spider-Man, just because he said Shadow of the Colossus.
I'm gonna go Shadow of the Colossus as well.
Come on, dude. Lucy, what about you?
Yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus.
All right. Cool.
What have you got? 6 out of 10. Yeah, that's
6
probably
out of
about
10.
fair.
I reckon 6 out of 10.
It was kind of a hard Ubisoft conference to follow up today. That was a good
Yeah.
Ubisoft conference. I know this isn't the Ubisoft post show, but I enjoyed that conference
Sony's
a whole
press
lot.
conference as good as Prey.
Huh?
Oh, he's going for Prey,
What?
Russell.
What?
Oh my god.
Primetime Russell right there.
Do I need to separate?
This guy.
But anyway, thank you for joining us for Sony's post-show breakdown, I guess you'd call it. We are here all week at E3. What have you written? Still no more Skyrim.
No more Skyrim. I just really want to drive this home.
I know. It's okay. Maybe they'll stop now. Maybe they'll see your sign and maybe they'll stop.
Tweet this to Todd Howard and P. Hines.
At P. Hines. But thank you for joining us. We're here all week for the rest of E3. So whether you join us YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, or GameSpot.com, we are here with all the latest news from E3 2017. So make sure you stick around.